In the vast theater of the cosmos, some worlds are not just strange, they are alive with conflict. Welcome back to Strangest Planets. Last time we visited a world that moves through the stars. Today we descend into Slushi, a bruised, blood-red planet orbiting a dying red giant, smothered in thick rust-colored clouds and endless violet storms. This is a world where evolution chose reptiles over mammals and intelligence chose war. When explorers Steve and Sebel first approached Slushi, a sleek dark object slid across the horizon. Not a meteor, not natural, a satellite. Proof that someone or something was already down there. They landed deep in the jungle, far from the jagged cities, their suits shifting colors to blend with the alien foliage. The jungle was alive with translucent birds, glowing insect swarms, and slithering reptiles. But then something upright stepped from the shadows. A humanoid reptilian with iridescent scales and elongated eyes. Her name was Schnex of the Exist. In perfect English, she told them the horrifying truth. Slushi is bleeding to death in an ancient war between 5 intelligent reptilian species. 5 once ruled this world. Now only the ruthless Shurkin remain, hunting the others to extinction. The Exist, shapeshifters who can change form and absorb knowledge in seconds, are among the last survivors, and they are losing. Schnex had one desperate request. Take the last 20 eggs of her people and find them a new home. Before they could answer, killer drones swarmed in. Pulse fire ripped through the trees. In a frantic escape, Schnex handed them the precious container, then charged the enemy so they could reach their lander. They watched her fall under a storm of gunfire as they blasted into orbit, only to discover their mothership had been completely destroyed. Stranded, alone, and carrying the future of an entire species, they had one chance. Survive 48 hours on the surface until the wormhole reopened. They hit on remote volcanic islands in the far south. Desolate, storm-racked, no signs of civilization. But Slushi does not allow peace. A monstrous reptile longer than their lander emerged from the rocks, its neck frill crackling with electric fury. It spat jets of sizzling acid that melted stone. They fought for their lives, barely killing the beast as acid rain hammered down and winged predators circled overhead. Every hour became a nightmare of survival. Finally, the wormhole opened. They launched, only to be ambushed by a waiting Shurkin satellite. Its energy beam tore into their lander and followed them straight through the wormhole, exploding inside humanity's own space station on the other side. Now branded near failures by their commanders, Steve and Sebel stand with the last eggs of the Exist clutched tightly in their arms. One more mistake and they're finished. But failure is no longer an option, because Slushi is far more than a battlefield. It is a cauldron of 6 deadly reptilian species locked in total war. The Shurkins, green-scaled conquerors, brilliant tacticians with crystalline technology and geothermal superweapons. They dominate the jungle continent of Shurka and plan to rule everything. The Sarasians, gigantic serpentine brutes built for destruction. The Shasans, cunning desert snakes, masters of deception and strategy. The Mercians and Rugans, armored crocodilian swamp warriors, savage and relentless. And the Exist, the shapeshifters, those who are the faces of their enemies to survive. One Exist scientist has already run the simulations. In 100 years, the Shurkins win. Total victory. Total extinction for everyone else. Unless the last eggs now in human hands can be saved. Slushi is not just another strange planet. It is a world forged in fire and blood, where war has become the only language, and its fire may soon spill into the stars. What would you do if you carried the last hope of a dying species? Drop your thoughts below. If you want to know what happens next, the desperate infiltration of Shurka, the shapeshifter's final gamble, subscribe and hit the bell. The universe is far deadlier than we imagined. This has been Strangest Planets. See you on the next world.